economic policy implementation and its implications on our economy, and we get your reaction. So once again, welcome to Voice of the People 90.3 FM. And this time around, you're currently listening to Esther Onwachuku. This, of course, is one of your Sunday tonic programs, which takes place here every evening, and it's the Political Spotlight. It's precisely 6:47 p.m. and the Political Spotlight gets to talk about issues. All right, we shed light on topical issues within the Nigerian political landscape. We get to look at all of these sectors in the Nigerian economy, in the Nigerian polity, and definitely how some of our government representatives, both at the federal, state, and local government levels, the arrangements they make, the policy implementations that they implement, and how they affect us, every sector that encompasses our daily existence in Nigeria, as well as its representation or identification with our international counterparts. So once again, I want to say welcome to the Political Spotlight on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. A couple of you were asking me if my voice is better. It's a little bit better, but we're going to work with it, okay? It hasn't really rested, but we're going to work with it. Now, if you're listening to my voice, the dial is 90.3 FM. That is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. So definitely for our terrestrial audience, if you do not know what the dial is, it's 90.3 FM. Meanwhile, we are also streaming on YouTube, so you can virtually be part of the conversation this evening on YouTube. So it's VOP 903 FM. If you haven't subscribed, I would implore you to subscribe, so whenever any of our contents are on, you're immediately notified, and then you follow up with the conversation and get to lend your voice as the program goes on. Meanwhile, of course, you can actually follow me on YouTube as well. Estic Media on YouTube. ESTIQMEDIA. ESTIQMEDIA. That's my channel on YouTube. Also on social media, which is on Instagram, Esther Onwaz, ESTANWAZ. Somebody said I always call it so fast. ESTANWAZ. On Facebook, Esther Onwachuku. On X is Esther Onwachuku. So let's go in there and continue with the conversation. And for some of you who would love to have more in-depth conversations on political issues and immediate information as they come, you can actually send indicate for you to be part of our WhatsApp channel. All right, it's called the Political Spotlight channel. There we get to talk more, all right, beyond this particular platform. We get to look at most of these issues in depthly as possible. So once again, I want to say good evening to you. Okay, so there is this particular story that actually circulated in the course of the week, and it's concerning, we're trying to fact check this. Now, there was a story that circulated in the course of the week that the FBI were able to locate some amount of money, not just some, about $6 billion, right? So this is the thing, $6 billion pre-written 2027 election result for the president at Wike's home in London. Now, this fact check had to, when that story circulated on social media, this platform had to do what you would call an investigative or in-depth logical analysis to it and find out more about the story, where the story is coming from, and who actually brought up this particular story. What evidence is there to prove, that indeed this is the truth? Well, this claim made the rounds online and on social media platforms that the Federal Bureau of Investigation uncovered $6 billion in cash and documents allegedly detailing the results of the 2027 presidential election are the London residence of Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike. How is that even possible? Is that possible? This is 2024. We have 2025, 2026, 2027 to deal with. So there is already pre-written election results. Is there no bar number? Is there no code on the election results sheets? I mean, every general election, there's a different barcode, there's a different number, there's a different serial number on this election sheets or registration sheets. So how is that even possible? How? All right. So the text accompanied, there was an image to indicate that indeed that was basically what the story was all about, which circulated on social media. And it actually went as thus: breaking news, FBI uncovers $6 billion at ex-governor Wike's London house, already written 2027 election result for Tinubu. The claim generated various reactions on social media, especially X. There was even a space that was opened for it. And of course, basically, a lot of people were questioning what's the authenticity of this alleged discovery. I mean, Really? And so the FBI, of course, we do know, is a federal law enforcement agency, and they're responsible for investigating domestic and international crimes, which includes money laundering and electoral fraud. Well, it is also important to note that the FBI's primary jurisdiction is within the United States, and any international investigations would typically be conducted in collaboration with local law enforcement agencies or through international partnerships. So, to verify the claims, PR Nigeria, which is a fact-check team, they conducted a reverse image and keyword search, and this led to the discovery of a related claim which was dated in August 30, 2023 with the same caption. So this kind of information is very easy to go around, and basically, again, that's why a lot of people are questioning the transparency of this administration, because once there's no transparency, it's very, very easy for stories like this to come up without any verifiable proof, and anyone could just gobble it up on social media, concerning again that there are a lot of discrepancies and disparaging feelings towards this administration. So it's easy for those who are not in support of this administration to gobble up any information that does not put them in good light. So again, PR Nigeria needed to fact check the findings, and they revealed that the claim trending on social media was actually a repost of a fact check report from June 9, 2023, and it was updated on July 31, 2023. So PR Nigeria was saying that, hey, that information ain't true. There is no form or source to indicate otherwise. But hey, they always say that there is no smoke without fire. But what could possibly stoke this smoke? What kind of charcoal and light and whatever could actually allow this kind of smoke to circulate? And it was so easy for a couple of people to begin to, look into it. I don't know if it makes any logical sense anyway, or if there is a possibility of that happening. Meanwhile, so there's this thing that has been trending since last week. Peter Obi had to come out to denounce it. There was a poster for 2027 of Peter Obi and Bukola Saraki, former Senate president. Peter Obi has come out to say that basically is not what it is. He has no idea what that is all about. He doesn't even understand what it is. And whoever it is that is actually doing that should desist forthwith. And then we're also seeing another one. All right. So this is just 2024 and posters already flying. They call this one the winning team 2027. All right. Umar Ganduje as president and Hope Uzodinma as vice president for 2027. Seriously? Well, apparently, the former governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Ganduje, has reacted to the emergence of his 2027 presidential campaign poster with Imo State and Hope Uzodinma on social media. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress described the poster as a handiwork of mischief makers working in collaboration with the elements of the Kwankwasia movement. He claimed that their plan is to cause disaffection between him and President Tinubu by circulating 2027 presidential posters of himself and Governor Uzodinma as running mates. The poster had the slogan, "For Nigerians, Prosperity and Human Capital Development," also indicated that the two political gladiators would contest the 2027 election on the platform of the APC. So, is there something that they're not telling us? Because I'm trying to understand how that actually came up. This is the second, this one is APC. The other one didn't indicate what party, but there was a Saraki and a Peter Obi, and now Umar Ganduje and Hope Uzodinma of Imo State. So why are these persons doing this? And what is their agenda? And even if Umar Ganduje is coming out to say that these are persons trying to cause disaffection between him and President Tinubu, has President Tinubu come out to actually say that he is interested or that he's going to re-campaign in 2027? He hasn't said anything. Literally, all he has been saying along with his aides has been, let us just see how this 4 years will go. There's a lot of work to do. So a couple of people have been speaking on 2027. Has the president indicated interest otherwise? What if the president has another candidate? What if there is a son, that is being groomed ahead of 2027? I mean, you can't say. He has never made any comment like that. And Peter Obi is actually saying, no, all of you doing this, I am not part of this. This particular campaign featured Peter Obi and Bukola Saraki. What a combo. Ha! What a serious combo. But hey, there's always a saying, there is no smoke without fire. Meanwhile, also, this controversial story that actually trended, I think, 2 or 3 days ago, whereby a lot of Nigerians were applauding our security agencies. And when I mean our security agencies, I mean the Nigerian Intelligence Agency, the Department of State Security, that's the DSS, and a couple of, in-depth policemen who are into investigations. Apparently, they're saying that the sponsors of malicious allegations and attacks on Matawale, that's the DGDSS, Nuhu Ribadu, Inspector General of Police, and other top government officials, they say they're on it again. Now, you know that there was a particular report which circulated on social media in the course of the week, or not just in social media, in the news, about this particular Alhaji Bashir Hadejia, who is a supposed gun runner, and that he has a lot of affiliations and links with terrorist activities, a couple of, transnational activities ongoing. And the question that came to the mind of a lot of people was, seriously, where has the DSS been all this while when this man has been carrying on, with this activity? They say they call him Villa Boy. This particular story trended across all social media platforms, and everybody was questioning, really? How long did it take them? More revelations emerged. There was panic too amongst those who are supporters of, the Arawa group, basically, because it's from this particular region. And this is it. Let me read it out to you. So when critics came out to talk about the exposure, they're actually trying to defend it. Now, they are stating that the arrest of Bashir Hadejia and the revelations making the rounds about the fact that whatever investigations being made and confessions he will make will actually implicate certain individuals who are currently working in government. Now, they say also that these persons working in government are jittery because the investigation is closing in on them. One of such persons they claim is the former Zamfara state governor, former NSA defense minister, and others who are supposedly or allegedly sponsoring Bashir Hadejia. And they're also complaining that they've embarked on a campaign of calumny against the Minister of Defense, Matawale, the Inspector General of Police, the NSA, the Director General of the DSS, and other credible top government officials. So again, their aides are trying to defend them that those who are calling their name Hadejia and his cohorts, they said they found him with gold with the inscription of the former late Libyan leader, which street value is unimaginable. Bashir Hadejia is being termed as an international crook who has been caught up by the wrath of the law, and that he is capable of subversive activities. They're also saying that it triggered more reactions, and that the man, Bashir Hadejia, in the course of the investigation, has begun to, sing like a canary. He's calling names. They said he mentioned the names of Zamfara governor and also Ali Gusau Badaru. As a result of this, attacks have begun to emerge or take place on these certain individuals, as allegedly mentioned by this Bashir Hadejia. They say also he's known as the Villa Boy. They also said that he has affiliations with very high top Nigerians who are supposedly top elites. One of them is former President Muhammadu Buhari. There are pictures of him with him. There are also pictures of him with the current president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So they say that he has access to the corridors of power. He's very close to a couple of political elites, and that with his affiliation, pictures of this man emerged with, most of these very top prominent individuals. And that's why everyone is asking the question, what has this top prominent individuals, what are they doing with this man? And how come all this while this man was, penetrating their team or having connections with them? The DSS and the NSA did not know that he's supposedly a sponsor of one of the deadly terrorist organizations in this country, while others are actually praising the Nigerian Security Agency for uncovering the nefarious activities of this man. They're also saying that this man must have been going on with this for so long that he thought he would not be caught. And then with what is going on in the country and the emergence, it's almost like you're trying to place someone on ransom. And they're saying that they should continue questioning this man until he begins to mention names. all the names of persons who are affiliated with this. They're asking the Nigerian Security Agency to not put this under the wraps like they usually do when some certain individuals are mentioned during the course of investigation, and somehow they just close it up or nobody gets to hear about the case. So Nigerians are saying, please do not make this like what you guys usually do, whereby at the end of the day we don't get to hear anything about the story. We don't know what happened afterwards. We don't also get to know the names of the persons mentioned, and then the whole thing is wrapped up. We want you to pursue this investigation as fast and as possible as you can, and that this way we will begin to know those who are sponsoring insecurity in the country and continuing to allow insecurity run amok all over, which is disrupting the pleasant or smooth flow of our economic activities. The question now is will they be able to be as transparent as possible when it comes to this particular report or this investigation that is ongoing? Nigerians are actually very interested in knowing how this turns out, and they're also saying that if this is able to work, then it means that security agencies are already on the right path. A lot of exposition is coming up about this Hadejia guy, his affiliation with some top persons, political elite in the polity, and not just within this administration. In the previous administration, he's been in the corridors of power for so long and he has affiliations with them. So the question now is, when he begins to talk, will our security agencies do the needful by inviting the names mentioned and ensuring that they get adequate information from them? This is a ring, and these individuals take advantage of this to do business. So how soon will the Nigerian security agencies be able to uncover this particular security sabotage within national security and see how Boko Haram ISWAP activities can be nipped in the bud? So let's hope that there's going to be a sense of transparency in that. It's quite important. Meanwhile, there is also ongoing drama within the People's Democratic Party. The internal crisis, of course, did not just start now. We saw what took place in Rivers State, Fulbara, Nyesom, Wike. That has not been curbed. That is still ongoing. We're thinking we're going to get respite, but we're not getting any of that anytime soon. And so the crisis within the Rivers State chapter of the PDP has escalated following a letter by the acting national chairman, Ambassador Umar Damagum, and National Secretary Senator Samuel Anyanwu. They are disowning the party's national legal advisor, Mr. Kamaldeen Ajibade, in an ongoing legal matter. Now, the letter was dated August 16, 2024, and addressed to the Deputy Chief Registrar of the Court of Appeal in Port Harcourt, which claimed that the party did not authorize a notice of discontinuance filed on July 24 in a case involving 27 defected lawmakers from the State House of Assembly. Don't you consider that ironical that the chairman and the secretary of the PDP, they're writing to say that those PDP members who are writing to say they do not recognize those defected lawmakers, that it is not coming from them? It's almost like you're sabotaging your party members. All right. So according to the Nation, the Damagum and the PDP National Secretary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, had in an August 16, 2024 letter to the Deputy Chief Registrar Court of Appeal, Port Harcourt, said the party did not authorize the filing of a notice of discontinuance on July 24 in respect of a case involving the party at the appeal court. So again, in Abuja, of course, a group of PDP members in the House of Representatives from Rivers State, led by Honorable Ikenga Ugochinyere, accused Damagum and Anyanwu of plotting to hand over control of the party to the APC in the state. I'm going to play an insert of that where Ugochinyere actually held a press conference, and he divulged quite a lot in that particular press conference. He said there is already an internal sabotage ongoing, whereby according to him, he believes that this is the working of the APC to demobilize the PDP, literally have them scattered and disoriented so they will not have a strong opposition ahead in 2027. Ugochinyere did not take it, he did not find it funny. Let's listen to him explain better.
In favor of the party that stop those impostors parading as lawmakers whose seats have been declared vacant, a court order that stops them from any move to remove the PDP governor in Rivers State. That court order is what pro-Wike group in APC and PDP led by Musa is appealing against. And that is what the National Legal Advisor, which is the right thing, the National Legal Advisor files an appeal to withdraw it. Because it cannot be appealing against an order that forbids a group of impostors from removing your governor. So that order is in favor of the party interest, is in favor of Rivers' interest, is in favor of stability of your party. But some people now want to vacate it so that those impostors can make attempt to remove the PDP governor. That was what Ajibode filed. That was patriotic. That was the right thing a reasonable political party would have done. But suddenly, Nigerians and party men, your own national chairman, who is supposed to be the custodian, the defender of the party. When I said that Damago lacks the moral, political capacity to near any party administration, people thought I was joking. Because I know politically they have low political moral. They would destroy the party if you leave them. Now look at it. Look at what he has done. And I'll read it. He did not even write to his national legal advisor, who is by the next door to him. He writes to the court registrar. He writes to the court registrar and said, in the matter of appeal number CHPH 307/2024 between PDP and Attorney General Rivers State, the above matter refers. He said, our attention has been drawn to a notice of discontinuance. This is Damago writing that our attention has been drawn to the notice of discontinuance filed by one Femi Bobode on the instruction of AK Ajibode. So the national chairman says his attention has been drawn to an appeal, to a process to discontinue an appeal that is not in the interest of the party. He didn't talk to the national legal advisor to tell you they have been compromised to a level that this can do anything. He didn't talk to the legal advisor. He went and wrote to the deputy chief registrar of the Court of Appeal and said, we have been notified of the hearing of this appeal, which is scheduled for Monday, this coming Monday, 19th day of August, at the Court of Appeal, Abuja Division. Please, and I want everybody to listen. Look at what the national chairman and the national secretary of PDP that you people left in Wadata, look at the atrocity they are doing at your back. And they wrote and said, please be notified that the PDP did not authorize the filing of the state notice of discontinuance. They are disowning the notice of discontinuance filed by our own party national legal advisor against a move to legitimize those who want to remove a PDP governor.
Oh, well, you just listened to Ugochinyere right there. You could hear him vituperating. He was really angry. The question is, what's going on within the People's Democratic Party? Is it true what Ugochinyere is alleging, that these are the handworks of the APC? Is it possible that Damagum is working with his opposition party, which is the All Progressives Congress? I mean, why would you write to the Court of Appeal? According to what Ugochinyere is saying, you're writing to the court. You did not even bring in your party's legal advisor, all right, and say, okay, this is what I consider, or this is what I think this is, so let's do it like this. No consultation. You didn't carry him along, and you wrote directly to the Court of Appeal saying that that particular file or notice, which actually is on the discontinuance of those members who supposedly have defected to the APC, and of course for them to no longer be identified within the People's Democratic Party, you're actually extricating yourself from that particular notice. You're saying you're not part of it, and you're actually filing for a discontinuance of that case. Why would you do that? Man, politics. Interesting. So what exactly is Damagum's interest? What exactly did he intend to achieve? And what kind of meeting had he had with these members? All right, that maybe some promises have been made. Could there be an affiliation with Nyesom Wike? Could that possibly be what it is? Because right now within the PDP, you're having persons doing what you call, there's this thing that spies do, where they're working for two agencies, right? So is there a double member who is an APC and PDP member, and but officially they're in PDP, but they are inadvertently working for the APC? What exactly does that even mean? What representation is that? And this is a problem that this administration is having, because when you do not categorically say things as they are, you leave room for speculation. You leave room for people to assume anything. So do we even have any opposition political party at this point? What is the integrity of the opposition parties? According to Donald Duke, he's actually alleged or stated that politicians have turned Nigerian politics to what you call quackery. he was really angry. He said, quacks have brought Nigeria's politics to the lowest level where anything goes. Anybody wakes up, comes up with any strategy just to, make a point. And Nigerians they just want to survive. It's not like they don't have any say, but sometimes it's like whatever it is they say makes no impact. Well, except the hashtag End Bad Governance protest that really, reverberated across every sector of the Nigerian economy. Donald Duke, a former governor of Cross River State, is one of the persons that is lamenting that a lot of quacks are involved in politics in Nigeria. And he lamented that Nigeria is suffering because of the caliber of politicians in the country. Duke made a statement in Abuja just yesterday on the sidelines of the 2024 Teens Career Conference. So, according to him, he's urging the political class to make concerted efforts to restore the hope and pride of youth in the country, which actually is a same thing to logically consider. What's going on with our politics? How come politics is meant to be an interesting intellectual, what you call chessboard, where political party members see how they can, with integrity maneuver each other and see how whatever it is they want actually works out. Not just them, but something that represents the interests of those who support and follow them. What exactly does that, what kind of political situation do we have in this part of the world? There's a lot actually going on in that regard, and not just Donald Duke complaining. So apparently a particular FCT justice made an exposure. She made a revelation. I am still reeling from that revelation, and she said it boldly. She did not mince words. All right. So a judge of the Federal High Court, Justice Mabel Shegun Bello, she revealed the political intrigue cases involved in attaining a position as a federal judge in Nigeria. And this was during the 2024 Clarity Conference in Abuja, also on Saturday. Now, the judge stated that to secure such a position, one must have the backing of either the presidency or a political party. So I thought it had to do with, your prerequisite, how long you've been as a judge or how long you've been serving. And as you rise, if you get properly conceived, INEC had come out to actually authenticate the result of the 2023 elections, but that has not changed a lot of people's minds. So for what this justice is saying, it begs the question, are we saying that our judiciary no longer has its own autonomous integrity? For an FCT justice to come out and publicly make this statement, she said she was a keynote speaker. She used the opportunity to share her experiences and the obstacles she faced on her journey to becoming a federal judge. She highlighted the challenging and politically charged process. So she said, I'm going to quote, whether think I am lying or start crying. And remember, I am not just a state judge, I am a federal judge. So she's coming from a place of authentication. She says to become a federal judge, you need the backing of the presidency or support from a political party. I had neither. This goes to show that principles, when applied universally, can make anything possible. So she's saying in her case that she didn't have a political backing and she did not have the backing or support of the presidency, but hey, she rose through the ranks, though it was quite challenging and it took a long time. Now, you remember Justice Kaidariwala, of course, he's already been retired. And before then, we heard the nomination of his daughter-in-law, his son, all of them being put in the National Judicial Council. Their names were submitted to be considered, and indeed, they were considered. So I think this is what she meant by the political backing or support from the presidency, or knowing somebody high up in the ranks. And that's what she was referring to. And this has brought, again, the integrity of our judicial cases and how these cases actually are being, concluded. What exactly promulgated the conclusion of most of these cases? How do we trust the conclusion of these cases if justices are selected or nominated based on certain criteria that is not representative from a neutral perspective? So it means that most of the justices have political backing and they have a support of the presidency. So maybe if they do, then most of the cases on their table may not necessarily be objective. Or could there be any form of bias in the cases that they actually work on? That's basically what this particular scenario is uncovering, and is a scary thing to also consider. Because when she made that statement, I was like, hey, ma'am, they could come for you. You made that statement on a public forum. Be very careful. You don't say something like that, but she wasn't afraid because according to her, she had none of those backing, so she could say it as it is. She was referring to herself and telling us the procedure. And again, she reiterated that she's not just a state judge, she's a federal high court judge. So my analyst will be speaking on that in the course of the program, and let us know precisely what exactly that statement means, and a couple of other issues that we already have here on the political spotlight. There's quite a lot to consider. There's a lot to say. The presidential jets, Amosu and his reaction to it, what that means, the deal with the Nigerian government and the Chinese government and how it went, revelations unfolding about certain persons in the corridor of power sponsoring Boko Haram and banditry, and of course what the security agencies will do. The rumor about the fact that the FBI uncovered $6 billion pre-written 2027 election result for Tinubu at Wike's London home. How did that story even come up in the first place? Who could have sat down to put that story together? And again, when that story is coming out, is there a smoke somewhere that we do not know? Is there something somebody is saying, but there is possibly no strong evidence to tie it, and so you cannot authenticate it? And if it is completely wrong, why would that be out there? A story that was, that trended in August last year, came back again. And then how does this whole thing work? Because the 2027 elections, there's going to be a different arrangement for it. The ballot paper and the serial number, there could be addition of new political parties, and you don't even know who the political candidate will be. So how come the election results will be pre-written? Is it possible? I really need to know if that's possible. I don't think that's possible. I don't want to believe that is possible. But in Nigeria, they say anything is possible. However, Fact Check has said that story has no form of authenticity, and they were able to prove that that story wasn't true at all. Wike says he's doing his job as the FCT minister. The president is saying that he's not even looking ahead of 2027 at the moment. What he's trying to work on is to ensure that Nigerians enjoy the due diligence of democracy, and he will do his best to ensure that happens. That is the only thing he knows he can do now to ensure that Nigerians begin to trust his administration. So there was something that transpired in the course of the week. I think this weekend, I bought tomato and it was quite plenty. I will not lie to you. I went to the market. This is not main market, like a street market. And I bought tomato 1,000 naira. It was plenty. So I think prices are beginning to crash on basic food items, and I hope it continues like that. Some places may not experience it, but with what tomato was as of last month, you buy like 4 tomato, they'll tell you 1,005, 2,000. What am I even saying? 2,005. This one was plenty, and it was Hausa tomato, very strong. Okay, still on the 2023 general elections, apparently on Friday, the National Peace Committee disclosed details of behind-the-scenes pressure and maneuvers that took place during the 2023 presidential election. The committee revealed that it faced significant pressure to persuade the Independent National Electoral Commission to either halt the collation of results or cancel the election altogether. The NPC, led by former head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, presented its findings in a comprehensive 106-page report titled Nigeria's Pursuit of Electoral Compliance, National Peace Committee, NPC 2023 General Elections Report. This was during an event in Abuja. I want you to understand this, that prior to the public release of the report, the committee had also met with INEC's chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, and other senior officials to review preparations for the upcoming governorship elections in Edo and Onigos, which includes Oko Ebitu Ukwe, Vice Chairman, Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka, Convener, Sultan of Sokoto Muhammadu Sa'ad Abubakar III, Cardinal John Onaikan, and prominent business figures such as Aliko Dangote and Femi Otedola. Other members also include newspaper pub Ameze Gwobadia, Idayat Hassan, and a couple of other persons. So the report was highlighting the intensity of the election or the situation on election day. Now, you know that there were disparities recorded in some polling units on election day. And because of that, it is obviously not surprising that there was pressure for INEC not to announce results. I also know that on the presidential election day, when results could not be uploaded on the IRA portal, a lot of Nigerians were asking for a rerun of the presidential elections because according to what INEC had promised, they said we were going to see we're going to see results real time on the IRA portal, and that was going to be a major determinant to decipher the transparency of the conduct of that particular elections. So when the results could not be seen on the IRA portal, and then later they told us there was a glitch, already Nigerians just lost the trust in the process. And so up till today, INEC has been defending the authenticity of the election results that were called at the collation centers. Even on Friday, before the National Peace Committee met, the same report was made where INEC had to reiterate and emphasize that the 2023 elections were indeed authentic, and that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu won by the significant margin that he won, and that according to what a couple of speculators will say, based on the data they did and based on all the collation they made, that there was no rigging, there was no corruption that was carried out. The areas where there were electoral malfunctions or electoral malpractices, elections were reconducted in those areas, or rather some of those areas where ballot boxes were snatched, they didn't count those places. So according to INEC, they had to clarify that the 2023 elections were authentic and properly conducted. And this is where this NPC committee also came up, headed by former General Abdusalam Abubakar, the former head of state, where he said that they were so pressured that they wanted INEC not to announce results. But hey, basically that's what it is, and the conversation is still ongoing. There is quite a lot of conversation surrounding that, but Nigerians have moved on, right? So the question is now, what is at stake and what do we do? Since the president is already on ground, what are we seeing? What are we experiencing? What is the reality on ground? And we just saw how the hashtag embarked, and he's happy that the protest took place. And according to him as well, he also divulged something very recent. He actually revealed on his Twitter account, or rather X account, that the next tag for the next nationwide protest, according to what Omoyele Sowore is saying, he revealed that tag, and he said this time around it will be End Bad Governance hashtag fearless in October. You know, they're saying that if by October the president doesn't do what the agitators have been asking him to reflect, if they don't see those reflections, if they don't see the demands that they made begin to reflect, they would definitely go on again on a South protest in October 2020. And he also went ahead to write that South protest in October 2020. And he also went ahead to write that Fearless in October is not just a protest, it's a demand for change, justice, and a better future for every Nigerian. We gather to honor those who pay the ultimate price for freedom and push forward first until we win. Location: all cities, towns, and villages in Nigeria and the diaspora. The biggest gatherings will be at state capitals, occupying government houses, Eagle Square in Abuja, and Lekki Toll Gate in Lagos. So he went ahead to say, stand with us as we echo the cries for justice, accountability, and an end to the systematic oppression that has plagued our nation for too long. Together we can rewrite our future. Together we are hashtag fearless in October. So you remember then they had actually made a statement that the 10 days that had been stipulated for the hashtag End Bad Governance protest does not mean that that's the end, but they wanted to give the president time so he can reflect most of what they had actually put on the table of the presidency. Then if that happens, then fine, but if not, they would go on the streets again. And we already heard that the agitators are saying that they would not relent this time around until their voices are heard. There's quite a lot to discuss, but I need to speak with my analyst this evening, and that is Barrister Darlington, because the topics, the conversation is so many. We don't want mess hearsay. We want to logically reason together and see how truthful or some of these stories are, and will I say the equitability of some of these things taking place and some of them not taking place, especially these campaign posters coming up barely. We've not entered 2025. We're not in 2026, and we're already seeing 2027 campaign posters come up of certain persons who have an interest, although they have debunked it. But there's always a saying that there is no smoke without fire. I've been saying that over and over. There is no smoke without fire. So my analyst this evening is Barrister Darlington. He's a political and national affairs commentator. I want to ask Barrister Darlington some questions, and this time around, regardless of his perspective, we're going to logically look at this. We're not taking sides. We want to look at the credibility and authenticity of these conversations that we've had so far, or these topics I have reeled out. Is very important for us. Barrister Darlington, good evening and thank you for joining us on the Political Spotlight. How are you?
Sir, good evening. How are you today?
I am fine. Thank you for joining me today. Are you okay?
Please tweet this thing is with you.
Barrister Darlington, why is your phone always woozy? Okay, I'm going to put you on speaker so you can hear me well.
It's not clear.
All right, I've put you on speaker now, so I'm sure you should hear me. Can you hear me very clear?
Yes, it's clear now.
All right, thank you very much. Barrister Darlington, there was this particular report that came out. It actually went around on social media, and a fact-check team had to fact-check it. A report that there was the FBI uncovered $6 billion and pre-written 2027 election results for the president at Wike's London home. Barrister Darlington, how is that even viable? How is that even possible that you will see election results for 2027 written down and put in a house? What took the FBI to the supposed residents in the first place? And then when it comes to ballot papers or election, that's the election papers, is there no, how do we even know that the president will be one of the persons that will be on the campaign poster for 2027 for this particular story that circulated to say that is a pre-written 2027 election result for the president, when the president has not indicated interest to run in 2027? So again, for this kind of story to come up, where did it come from? Could there be any form of truth in it? Because fact check has said there is no truth in it.
Esther, did the FBI confirm the story?
No, but they don't. That's the thing. The question is, did the FBI uncover when that story came out? So fact check had to ask a question: did the FBI uncover the program? Did they uncover that? And fact check said no, and the FBI has not said anything. Is it their business anyway with internal politics in the country? Is it their business?
No, you are not supposed to keep that kind of money in your home in the U.S.
You said?
Well, you are not supposed to keep that kind of money in your house in the U.S.
Can I? You're breaking. What did you say?
Are you hearing?
What did you say?
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you now. What did you say?
I said, under the U.S. financial regulations, you are not supposed to keep that kind of money in your house in the United States. It is a clear case country. What is $6 billion doing in any house in the U.S.? Not possible. How did the money get to you home? But the things fact check is telling you is not true. Well, I don't want us to dwell on it now. Let us see it as a fake and then move on. Until 27 comes, and then maybe we begin to see the reality of what was supposed to be a woman. Then we can now do analysis and then talk about it. Right now, fact check is telling you it is not true. So let us assume it is not true.
All right.
The FBI now asks Wike, invite him to come and explain what the money is in his house. Until that happens, let us assume it is rumor.
All right, what do you say about the judge of the Federal High Court, Justice Mabel Shegun-Bello, revealing the political intricacies involved in attaining a position as a federal judge in Nigeria? In her case, she said attaining that position, she didn't have any political backing, neither did she have any special recognition from the presidency, but that is the criteria required for you to, grow up the ladder in that sector. So is that not compromising?
Unfortunately, I will not be careful in speaking about this matter because some of us are angry. We are angry at what is going on with the judiciary. Most lawyers in Nigeria have lost their respect. I'm telling you, you no longer know a lawyer who won a case through brilliant arguments in court, or those who won their case excusing the judges. Know the difference. In the days of you, brief known when they argue cases in court. But today, all manner of things are going on. And they do it openly and brazenly. And it has messed up the legal profession. Some of us are angry, seriously. I've been asking NBA, what are they doing? Are they not seeing what is happening? You mean we are going to watch and see this profession messed up by politicians? Even the NBA worship, I don't know why they allow. We had an NBA headed by Kabashoru, and Sabakuba. They fought even the military, not even civilian. Then under a civilian regime, the NBA is allowing the legal profession to be messed up like this. In fact, it's even the judges that are now lamenting what is going on under their watch. The judges, you heard what Ariwola said.
Yes.
Validating speech. Yes. He said, Mensa from you saw what she said. So has spoken about the inducement by politicians, yet the NBA kept quiet. What other evidence are they looking for? Without what Justice Bello said, is it not enough for NBA to swing in action and challenge the NJC, national? Why must everything in Nigeria be destroyed just because of a few selfish politicians? Why? Look at the embarrassment we are getting from outside here. Esther, I wept when he was dead in the UK. If you hear and read the judgment, you will cry. What the judge said concerning the Nigerian Judiciary. This was a man who was discharged and acquitted by a federal high court in a Delta state, which he brought by himself. He created a court to his own case.
Barrister Darlington. Hello. Barrister Darlington, I think this time around, now you get a network wahala. You're seriously breaking. So, I placed you on speaker. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me now?
So where is your usual position now? Maybe you should tweak it from your end.
You have not turned it to me, Abi.
No.
No problem.
Go ahead.
Is it clearer now?
Yes, you're audible now. I can hear you well. Go ahead. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Since that case happened with Ibori, I was thinking that somebody would have taken a holistic view of our judiciary. On the 20 general election happened, and then the worst came out of our judiciary. Esther, the worst came out of our judiciary. A lawyer tore his wig and gown. That judgment in 2023. A lawyer tore it. There is no letting down. They have continued to assault our judiciary, right, left, and center. After lamenting, what else? After all the lamentation from, I was thinking that somebody have said, no, let us put a stop to this thing. So, in society for Nigeria. At the end of the day, what do we have? Elsa, what do we have? It's very painful, seriously. Very, very annoying. You see people who are not supposed to be in high positions find their way to that place. A man who fought his way to such position, what do you think he was going to do? Was he going to serve you? He was going to serve himself. And in the process, he will destroy that institution. I am sure that you have a lot of, you are the NBA, you have a lot of work to do. Seriously. How can we continue like this? a whole institution. And tomorrow you come out, Nigeria is the biggest economy in Africa. Is the hope of the black man. What is that thing you are giving the world? Something they can emulate. You are the legislator, nothing to write home about. You are the judiciary, nothing. They are to look at. These are institutions that you sell Nigeria to the outside world. But look at where all of everything is tatters. So how can Nigeria make progress with these institutions being destroyed by evil men who don't want Nigeria to move forward? You see everything that we hold so dear in our democracy, enter, we have lost all of them. So when people are telling you to put people not to doom or to progress or to balance, what are you moving on to? At the election, they say let us move on. You can see where we are moving on. Enter have anything. It's not getting worse now. Is it not getting worse? All the institutions that Nigeria should be proud of, all of them gone to the wind. Destroyed completely. And you see men who are talking like a small men. They are not even ashamed when they make this statement. When Wike came out and told us, he voted for everybody in River State. He voted for Fubara. Is it with your... That statement is enough to send him to jail. But the man is there in Abuja holding court. What is for God's sake? What is exactly wrong with Nigeria? You mean Satan has taken over our country or what? Where is the so-called the last hope of the common Esther? That you can no longer take a matter to court and expect to get justice. Because phone call, and the judge will change his mouth or her mouth. A phone call from unknown God. Can you try that in US or UK? Can you try that?
It's something
Look
else.
At when his case was to be judged, the judge said that he received 50-something petitions in favor of the Kuremadu, telling him to mellow down, to tamper justice with me. But the man went ahead to do what he's supposed to do.
You know that Tony Okocha also made reference to that. I remember last month where he actually stated that in their office they actually write election results in the chief of staff office, give it to INEC officials to announce, and that even the judges, when you now go to courts, they have somebody there as well to settle things. It's a disheartening situation. I had to read out this because she said it. The justice said it, and she wasn't afraid when she made that statement. Barrister Darlington, let's move on because I want us to open the phone line so we can have people react. Bashir Hadeja, I'm sure you've heard. He's nicknamed the Villa Boy. He's a Nigerian whose profile dramatically shifted from a relatively unknown figure to a subject of intense public scrutiny due to serious allegations involving criminal activities. You know he has been arrested, right? And investigations are ongoing. Now, early details about his early life is not really out there, or about his education. All of that is sparse. But they know that he's closely tied to the former role of a special advisor to Bello Matawali, who was the former governor of Zamfara State and currently the Minister of State for Defense. Now, during Matawali's governorship, Hadeja was involved in several high-profile activities which boosted his visibility in political circles. All right, he was part of the delegation that presented gold bars mined in Zamfara to then-President Muhammadu Buhari in 2020, a gesture that symbolized the state's contribution to the national economy through artisanal gold mining. Now, what is going on? They're saying that Hadejia's connections extend beyond Matawali. He's also known to have close ties with other high-ranking officials in the Nigerian government. Now, there are photographs of him that emerged across social media splashed with the president, with the president's chief of staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, the president's, the NSA, that is Nuhu Ribadu, National Security Advisor, and Mohammed Badaru, the Minister of Defense. These are very core top persons in our polity as of today. And of course, even entertainers, a music entertainer, King Wasiu Ayinde Marshall, all right, also dedicated a song to this Bashir Hadejia in his album. So now he's been caught. by security agencies. And they're asking, how did this man rise up to the rank? He's called a villa boy for a certain reason, because he's frequently in the presence of influence, political influence, and of course the presidential villa. So what are the business ventures and the allegations of sponsoring terrorism? He's described as a gold bar merchant with his involvement in the gold trade, which has drawn significant attention. They also saw him in a video displaying what appears to be a large quantity of gold bars, purportedly from the Central Bank of Nigeria. And of course, they had him say a couple of things. Now, the controversy surrounding him reached a peak with his arrest in August this year. The arrest was conducted by the Niger Police Force and the Department of State Services under allegations of treason and subversion against the state. The charges against him include gun running, possession of stolen gold bars, and links to cross-border criminal syndicates. He's also accused of sponsoring protests like the hashtag End Bad Governance protest, which led to the violence in the north. Pastor Darlington, what's your take on this?
In fact, at a point in time, I will stop listening to government whenever they say they have arrested anybody.
Well, why? You don't believe they arrested him?
In fact, they are insulting our intelligence. They should stop all this rubbish. All the people they arrested in the past, what happened to them? Were they not let off? Told Bello, the Nigerian terrorist is still holding court somewhere in that Zamfara. He's collecting time from villagers. Were you not there when that man was crowned, was turbaned, and government officials went to witness the occasion? Were you not here? Didn't you see? What happened to him? Badume, we thought he was going to rot in jail throughout his lifetime. Were you not there? They released him and said that he was a good boy and all that. Even the army was working with the Wadume. Was he not sent abroad for training or whatever? Look, people should stop all this in their deed to Nigeria.
Okay, do you think this is as a result of a personal vendetta between him and his former boss? Do you think there is a rift? Because it's so surprising that all this while, this person has been parading the presidential villa, and all of a sudden he's been exposed because of what transpired. They want to tell you that they are fighting corruption and terrorism. I am telling you, this is the last we hear about this matter. That matter will not go anywhere. All the people that benefited from this man, they will come to his rescue. The people that this man has been using our gold to bribe, which you just mentioned here, are you telling me that they will watch until the man not go to court and mention their names? They will not allow that. It's the same thing that is happening with some people in government today, who are thinking in corruption. Why is it that their case have not come up in court? Esther, have you asked yourself that question? They don't want us to believe that they're doing something. The 400 names that they gave you from Dubai since how many years ago? What happened to those names? That's another angle
your
to consider.
Your former Attorney General, what's his name?
Malami.
My father, what's his name? Malami. Where is he? You were here when the National Assembly invited him to come and explain $2.4 billion oil money. That NFPC said that money is with him and the former finance minister. Esther, what happened to today? What happened today? He has gone abroad to go and enjoy his loot. Please, Tinubu and his government they should stop annoying people. Personally, I am fed up. I have been saying it. I just regret one thing. I am not in a particular profession in this country. Maybe these people, it will have been me and them. Because this nonsense is way too much now.
Pastor Darlington.
They have destroyed Nigeria. They have destroyed Nigeria. Every day you keep hearing of stories that are very annoying. How can one man stand up and steal our natural resources, our money that belongs to you, and money they would have used to better Nigeria? One man will put it in his pocket and is parading himself as what? They will use this money to compromise our institutions. And Nigeria is crying. All this is we are hungry. Is it not because there's no money to better the lot of Nigerians? The money is in the hands of few people. Esther. If you are in the shoes of anybody who is a patriotic Nigeria, are you not going to be happy or angry? Will you be happy to see that your own money is in the hands of somebody and that person is using it? He's using it to taunt you. He's using it to suppress you. Is that how things are done abroad?
No, because...
Later, did you hear what Cameroon said? That former British Prime Minister, when he said that Nigerian leaders are fantastically corrupt, he said, if the amount of money that are stolen out of Nigeria were to be taken away from UK, then UK would have collapsed. Can you just imagine? Then Tinubu will come here and tell me there is no money. We should tighten ourselves, this and that. Meanwhile, everybody has seen where the money is. You have seen the people holding this money. Yet they cannot collect it from them. Yet you are coming to ask me to pay tax, to tighten my belt. On what basis are you doing that? Why can't you bring out the money that is with you now? Bring out the money that you have stolen. Let us start from there. In a Senate claim, all the people should have been in jail by now.
Barrister Darlington, it will actually make sense if the DSS pursues this, or the National Security Advisor goes beyond mentioning what this person is and what they have uncovered around him and prosecutes him. To be honest with you, a lot of Nigerians are happy with this exposure, but then what happens next? How swift will they go on in handling this case? How swift will they?
Will not do anything. They will not do anything. Is it not God duty that you are now saw pictures, video evidence that now want to contest election in 2027? For you to be the national chairman of APC means that APC is swimming in corruption.
No, Ganduje has distanced himself from that publication, Barrister Darlington. Ganduje said those are the works of mischief makers and that they are trying to put a rift between him and the president, ahead of 2027. Yes, I read it here.
Why did he refuse? Hold on. Why did he refuse the ambassadorial position they gave him? He's even lamenting that he's too big to be an ambassador. Is it not for him to wait here and wait for 2027? Is that not why he ready paper? With all the corruption case on his head, it's not even important. Just because APC is covering him. Are you supposed to retain such a person as your national chairman, Esther? Should the APC return such a person as their national chairman if they are fighting corruption? You say this in their view. Let them not come tomorrow and say, how did we get here? We have been set for their own selfish interest, and Nigerians are crying for food. What are you telling me? And you are telling me that this thing will continue. It will never. Esther, it will never. I am saying, go and mark it somewhere. This nonsense will stop one day. Go and mark my word.
All right, Barrister Darlington, thank you so much for taking your time to share your perspectives on this. We're still on with the conversation though, because we're also going to look at the opposition parties and their supposed ineffectiveness in questioning some certain inadequacies of this current administration beyond just talk. How active are they? I'm sure you heard me play the insert of Ugo Chinyere stating the fact that Damagum wrote to the courts directly, isolating the legal advisor of the party, whereby they should discontinue the supposed sacking of the 27 defected lawmakers from the PDP to the APC. And Gochinyere blew hot and said, obviously, their chairman is working against their party. I mean, these individuals have ridiculed the PDP for what they did because of their allegiance to Nyesom Wike. That was a very huge one. And Ugo Chinyere was not happy at all. He's a rep member representing Idiato South, Idiato North Federal Constituency of Imo State. And he has been complaining of the happenings within the PDP, as well as calling the name of Damagum. He's saying that papers were filed in court secretly in aid of the defected 27 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly who are no longer lawmakers after they left PDP for APC and their seats were declared vacant. He's complaining vehemently. What's going on with the opposition party though? Why are they no longer effective?
I told you here that it was PDP that nurtured APC. If PDP was not a national political party with responsibility to a seat, they are forgotten. So if you continue to do this now, you want to create a one-party state, what do you think will happen? Of course, Nigeria will implode one day now.
Nigeria will not
people are
implode. Barrister Darlington, it will
No,
not.
that's why hold on, Esther. We have seen it happening now. We have seen it.
Darlington, I would implore you.
FCC is creating the ground for that. By this hardship they have brought onto Nigeria, by this misrule, by this misgovernance, by this brigandage, violence, what do you think will happen at the end of the day? Oh, you think all these things will end well if they continue? Is that what they're telling me? Do you think all these things will end well at the end of the day? If FCC does not replace themselves and do the good governance and stop all these shenanigans, they are trying to muscle another political party, trying to buy votes, trying to buy electoral results and all that. What do you think will happen at the end of the day? You mean Nigeria will still stand? Is that what they're telling me? They are the ones that are destroying Nigeria, so it's better we call. I am telling you, after 9 years of APC, look at where Nigeria is.
Well, but Barrister Darlington, are you blaming the party or are you blaming the supporters? I mean, the same people will support them in 2027. Also, you can't complain. It's the choice of the people.
Elsa, PDP was in office. They had supporters. They didn't go this far in infamy. Which supporters are you talking about? It is the leadership. Elsa, look at the answers that happened. Was it not somebody that mobilized all those stuff that came out with machete and police was watching them? Who controls the police force? Is it not the federal government? What were they doing watching those people with machete? Harassing the peaceful protesters. Imagine if those people have reacted and carried their own machete. What would have happened by now? You can see what I'm telling you. That is how they create violence and look for somebody to blame at the end of the day. APC is good at that. PDP was here when they were protesting at Ojota, Tinubu and co. Did the PDP create their own counter protesters to go there and carry gun and machete and chase them away?
But Barrister Darlington, would you say that it is the entirety of the party? There are good young persons there who actually want to implement change. Don't you think so?
With what I'm saying now, FCC didn't come for any change. They came to destroy this country and they are doing it big time.
You're generalizing.
Esther will force them out. Esther,
yes.
FCC came to destroy Nigeria. We have facts and evidence. What they are doing doesn't show that they came to lead Nigeria. They didn't come to look at all the embarrassing record right, left, and center. For a person that just came into office, what can you boast of APC today? What can you boast of APC? Esther, tell me. Please, can you tell me that you can vote of APC today? What their leaders and their supporters and their party? Mention one good thing they have brought to Nigeria.
All right, Barrister Darlington, let's take some phone calls. All right, I'm definitely
9 months, so 9 years in office, so 9 years, and they want to rule you forever.
Barrister Darlington, let's.
They're telling me that people will continue with this hardship.
Let's take some calls, all right? Definitely, you're still on the line, and I'm sure a couple of people want to react to some of the things that you have said in response to the questions asked, to you. So just stay on the line, okay? 0700 903 903 903. That's the number. Please keep your comments clean. And the WhatsApp number is 0817 1756 338 0817 1756 338. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Oh, we've lost that connection. 0700 903 903 903. And the WhatsApp number is 0817 1756 338. Hello, good evening. Hello,
good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. Name and location, please. I am fine, Kelechi. Go ahead.
I want to give the Barrister.
All right, okay. Go ahead then. He can hear you.
He's the one of finance.
Kelechi, can you speak louder, please? Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me very well?
Yes, I can hear you now. So go ahead.
Yes. I want to speak to the candidate and the opposite. There is no smoke without fire. I want to say that Tinubu just contested just after the president for once. I'm telling you authoritatively that Tinubu cannot contest the 2027 election. And if you will see it, they are marrying him. Can you hear me?
The connection is poor. All right, please kindly call back. I can barely hear you. It's breaking. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please.
Mr. Anthony, I'm coming from Marco.
Anthony. Okay, let me remove this and place you guys on speaker. I don't know what's going on. Hello, Anthony, can you hear me? Yes, please go ahead.
What can you point that we are getting from the government? Even common drinking water. Tell me again what we are getting from the government. Yes, nothing for us. You think about it. No work. No fuel. Let me. The APC enter. Pray that God will take care.
Hello? Hello?
No, are you hearing me?
Yes, go ahead. The network is poor today. I don't know why. But go ahead. Hello?
Hello?
Go ahead. Hello?
I'm Benue.
Hello?
I'm taking over Benue. Instead the army, we go there and pursue all those people and take over our country back and leave them. Look at that security problem in the country. Insurgents everywhere. Tell me what we are gaining from the government. That's what Mr. Darlington is. There's no lie there. Thank you.
Hello? Okay, you know what? Maybe you guys should call on WhatsApp. Because the network is very poor and it's not good communication when I can't hear you properly and you're making a very candid point in what you're trying to say. All right. So I would implore you to call the WhatsApp line or actually send a WhatsApp message. The phone lines are very poor this evening. The network is poor. Hello. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
I'm okay, ma. How you doing?
I'm fine. Name and location, please. Your network seems to be better. Hello?
Cleaner from Facebook.
All right, please go ahead.
Like,
Hello? I'm here. Are you speaking or is it the network or something?
These people have just been there playing like so far so good. Like they have nothing to offer anybody. Like they've not done anything so far and they are not ready to do anything. They are just there because of their own selfish interest. So and they are not ready to live there because they know what they are gaining from there. They know the kind of natural resources, the kind of things they have been they are getting through that means. You understand? That's the only means they can get things they need to be getting, like they've been getting so far from the country, and that's the only safe space that they can be to be getting those things. That's why they just want to remain there.
All right.
You understand?
Yeah. Thank you. 0700 903 903 903. Let me read some of your messages. Good evening, VOP. I plead with the Presidential Committee that it should please rescue the nation from the notorious criminal politicians who want to be on the corridor of power at the cause. The wrath of God will visit every enemy of Nigeria in Jesus' name. Harry Ogada from Pangrove. Thank you, Harry, for your message. Good evening, Esther. My name is D. Ethanol from Otta. A certain terrorist was found in the house of a certain politician. Today, that politician is the number 2 citizen of this country. It seems Nigerians are fond of rewarding criminals with political officers. I don't know what you're talking about. Too. Okay. Wow, this message long. All right. What's your name? Okay, you didn't write your name. Please write your name when you send a message. Evening, Esther and Honorable Barrister Darlington, Man of the Year. For USA not granting visa to the cash and carry judges that did a frivolous 2023 election judgment that brought this nightmare government. Its cash and carry INEC and Judiciary were compromised. Like they say, loyalty, na cash and carry, objection, na mortuary. Everybody get agenda with a mercenary enterprise. All sectors compromised by one man who is fighting every day for legitimacy. How will there peace be without justice? This is what you can get when you allow low-grade minds, visionless, lack of capacity into power. It's one controversy or the other. Blessed are those who do not expect much from this government, for they shall not be disappointed. Well, expect, be hopeful. The president has assured that things will get better. The vice president has also assured the people, all right, certainly telling them that things will get better. According to the vice president, he says 8,000 naira can resolve issues. So I don't know what reality the vice president is living in, when he made that statement. It was not the right time for him to have made that statement. All right, go ahead.
My reaction is that I'm so angry with you. And you are telling me what is showing us and what the vice president is showing us. I'm quite angry with you.
No vex, Mabini. I'm just telling you what the vice president said.
As you even talk, I'm on same page with Barrister Darlington. God bless that man. He's a common Nigeria. He's carrying our feeling. Okay. Let's take on. I think APC has talk. The only way you can beat APC, any party should hear it now. They should get their own talk. APC are not ready to lift the office. And they don't have any, they are just there to have themselves. We cannot sit down the look. No sit down the look. This is my motto. No sit down the look. I no grief for anybody. This is annoying. And they're embarrassing us locally, and they don't even care. They're doing this thing and people are suffering. People are dying. People are suffering. People are going hungry. Look at it in the motion. No filling station is selling well. The black markets are selling 1,000 off. At the end of the day, what you gain from one trip of keke is just 500 as the keke rider. Doesn't make sense. And there are people living in affluence. What's going to change in Nigeria? It's very new. If the topic is really annoying me, I shouldn't even call.
No vex. Mabino. No vex. So 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. The WhatsApp number is 081 71 756 338. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
I'm the phone call before.
Hello. Hello?
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's your name, please?
My name is Anthony. I'm the one who called before.
All right, Anthony, go ahead.
See, God is a spirit.
You said?
And anyone who worships him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Our not
Hello? Your connection is very poor. Kindly call back, please. 0700 903 903 903. And the WhatsApp number is 0817 1756 338. You can actually call us on WhatsApp, okay? I think that will be clearer. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight. How are you?
Hello, thank God. As the parent sees, good evening.
Good evening. Name and location, please.
Yeah, this is a big evidence speaking from Surulere.
All right, so go ahead.
See, those that said the judges, I heard your analyst said the judiciary has gone comatose. I don't understand. You see, of recent, the president signed a bill to increase their salaries. That's a good thing. Is it because his candidate did not win in the courts? It's not like when his candidate was made governor by the same Supreme Court. At that time, the judiciary is not comatose. Now that this man won his election, because he was coming second. He did not come first in Kaduna. He did not come first in Katsina. He did not come first in Kano.
He did not come first. In most of the people, he was coming second, so he won. There is no way he would have won in the north. So it is because of that, I think that the judiciary is comatose. It's wrong. And already the president has done something good. He has signed this bill that increased their salary 300%. You say, what has the president done? The president has signed the SEDC, Southeast Development Commission, student loan, Lagos Calabar route, Badagry Sokoto route. He has done a lot of things. CNG buses, a lot of things. He's just giving time to do all this. Everything is not food. Most of the industries, the developed world that we have today, they suffered, putting infrastructure in place. But today they are benefiting it.
Okay.
So they should just give him time to work.
Well done.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And this protest, the protest that they say they did, look at now, the federal government, they say they are going to use 850 billion to manage the effect of the damages. So who has gained now? So they should just allow him to run. This man is the kind of person that no matter how you do it, he will do what he wants to do. He said it. He said when he wanted to do Eco Atlantic City, people thought he did it, he did that. But he still did that. People are benefiting it today. If this man cannot do it, it's not any other person that can do it. He has the muscle, he has the power, he has the money, he has the connection, he has everything. So if he cannot repair Nigeria, I don't think anybody can do it. So people should not be saying he did not confess in most, or even his party, they were against him. And God help him. You can hear what the Oba of Benin says. He says it's God that brought him. So they should just give him a chance to work.
All right. Thank you so much for calling, okay?
You.
Yes, good evening. Thank you for calling in. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Good evening. This is Chukwe Buka from Agege. You are sounding so annoying this night, Miss Esther. Do you have hope on this government or what? APC is the worst thing that happened to Nigeria, but God will show them His God. I'm annoying. I'm telling you what is on ground. And you want me to sound a certain way? No, now that's not the job. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Yes, sir, I'm fine. What about you?
I am fine. Your name, please, and location.
This is Okuchi from Ijek.
All right, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. You see, this government led by AP is taking Nigeria to doom. Because all the promises they have made right from day one, they started agitated to rule Nigeria. They have not even fulfilled anyone. Look at what is happening. The whole international community.
You said they've not fulfilled anyone. Did you see the last caller? The CNG buses, the student loan, the monies that will be used for the crashing of food, the what do you call it? The food waiver, import duty waiver. All these are positives that are already being implemented by this administration. And, the last caller is asking you to calm down. So, go ahead.
I want to remind you that CNG buses is not good governance. It doesn't make good governance. It is out of force they try to do that. Make it somewhere.
Okay.
Nigeria, they have turned this country upside down, in the sense that nothing is moving. My wife from Sele to this place to reach my house in Ijebu today, this evening, 700 naira with her bag because of fuel. As I'm talking to you now, some people are stranded on the way.
All right.
Is that good? Is that good governance? Where are we heading to? That is what I want to know. This government continue talking that they will do this, do that, do that. Give us food, number one. Give us transportation, good health. These are the things we want. If they want to carry their own money, let them carry, but give us what we want as people. That's why we put them there.
All right. Thank you so much.
So I am. If there is a way for me to go to Asorok, I will go there and face to face with the president.
All
I'll
right.
tell him what to do.
Okay.
If he doesn't know what to do.
All right. We have another call. All right. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Hello.
Good evening. My name is
Yes.
Paul
Good
calling.
evening. Thank you for calling on WhatsApp. This is Clara. What's your name, please, and location?
My name is Paul calling from Ipaja.
All right, Paul, go ahead.
First of all, what has this government, the so-called led APC government, what have they really done for Nigerians? Every day, everybody is crying, being power everywhere. What is the rate of the dollar when they came into office? What is the...
Within we human being, and you go free, but God, everything is written down for you. Because those people that are, in fact, God will bless you, people. God will bless this nation.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's what I can say.
Thank you
very
for
much.
calling. Yeah, thank you for calling. We seem to be having a serious network situation. For some of you watching us on YouTube, I'm sure you're seeing already the way the network is. We sincerely apologize. Even the phone lines here too and on WhatsApp, it's quite difficult to connect. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Can you come closer to your phone?
Yes, my name is Benjido from Madada.
Can you come closer to your phone? You still sound distant.
I'm so close to my phone.
Okay, what's your name?
It's just like Benjido from Madada.
All right, go ahead, please.
Okay, Esther.
Hello?
Esther, good evening.
Yes, good evening. I'm really trying to hear you.
Yes, may the Lord bless you and Mr. Darlington.
Amen.
Esther, one of the things that happen to us in this country is APC and this present government. Anybody what the government have done, God will judge them. Esther, since I was born in this country, I've never been as hungry as I am now.
Hello, are you using an earpiece to talk?
No. It's network. And
can you put your mouth close to your that is to the edge?
No?
Can you put your mouth closer to it, please?
It's very close. It's network. Huh?
All right.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
The network is really
Hello?
poor. Can you call back later, please? Call back later, okay? I would have loved to hear from her because we mostly have men calling on this program. It's beautiful to hear women give their voice when it comes to political issues in this country. So, hello, 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, welcome to Political Spotlight.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. My name is Joe Best. Called Kokoda.
All right, please go ahead, sir.
I just want to define all the politicians.
Hello?
Are you hearing me? Hello?
Go ahead.
I said I want to remind every politician in this country that no man is born with power. Power is given to man by God, and the voice of the people is the voice of God. And they should remember that the purge is near. That's what I have to say.
All right, thank you so much. All right, thank you. I'll take one more call. All right, 0700 903 903 903, so I can wrap off with Barrister Darlington. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please. Oh, the connection is very poor. AJ from Alakbara, God bless Darlington for speaking nothing about the truth of wickedness of this government, apart from the few security chiefs, the judiciary, and the politicians who are beneficiaries of this government. Barrister Darlington is speaking the voice of 99% of Nigerians. Nigerians are groaning, hungry, and angry. Good evening, Esther. My name is Ernest from Ojo, Lagos. This APC government never has anything for Nigerians. Buhari desperately bad. He had a bad 8 years, no vision, no future. And now Tinubu took over out of desperation. And here we are suffering the impact. And they're telling us to have patience. Thanks. All right. 0700 103 103 903 rather 0700 903 903 903. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. And you?
I am fine. Name and location, please.
I think they're calling from Ogun State.
From Ogun State, all right, go ahead, please.
Please, so what I want to see, some people are calling the government and the government and ask them, maybe they are working under this government. Otherwise, a person that is not working under this government cannot pay the government beyond from year to year. What are we talking about? You remove subsidy. Where is the subsidy money now? Subsidy money that they remove. Where is the subsidy money? You just came in trying to buy car or senator. You mention one senator that cannot afford cars. People are suffering. They are complaining. Even abroad are complaining. They are still there saying they're but how many states do you have in this country? 36 states. You buy 20 but you are complaining. You are done well. Food is no food. No rice, no gari, everything is high. And then someone is there telling you the dollar. This is Calabar.
Hello. All right, Barrister Darlington, we've lost that call. Please, what's your final take? We need to wrap off now in a minute.
Esther, we cannot allow a big individual to mortgage our destiny and our futures. All these charlatans that they give a cup of rice and a cup of beans to come and speak on their behalf, who are they? Look at what that man said. I wish you can meet me in the studio there so that we trash it out. Let me tell him what he had yesterday before he grew up. You give who should you give it? Did they meet us like this? At least the government that came into office, you know where you met us. You know the things you met on ground. Why is it that under your watch everything has gone south and somebody came here to say give him more chance? Look, if by the time Tinubu will finish 4 years, Esther, it's only the word that today. Go and mark my word because there is nothing on ground, nothing.
Barrister Darlington, you're not exhibiting any hope about this administration at all. With him begging you to be patient.
Please. Look, Esther, look, don't get me. Today is Sunday, be very careful here. Buhari came here the same way Buhari stood up for 8 years. Please, when are we going to learn something for God's sake? Can you just imagine? Buhari told us the same story for 8 years. And people say he was going to continue for where Buhari stopped. And he said I should wait. I should give you more time. For what? Are they doing us Nigeria? Please, don't bring that into me. Don't bring that into me. What are you talking about? By that, Nigeria should have occupied everywhere now. But the last thing is done. What are you talking about? Give who more chance. Buhari preached this story, preached this thing. He preached it for 8 years. And he left. And destroyed the whole economy. And Tinubu came and said he will continue from there. And you are telling me I should give him more time. What you are telling me where he is going? Where Tinubu is going, not where I'm going, Answer. Tell Tinubu that where he is going is not where I'm going. I'm not following him. I'm not following him. Anybody that wants to go, you go with him. Let them leave Nigeria alone. We have suffered enough. What nonsense. Give him more chance to do what? To continue where Buhari stopped. Is that what they're taking? Can't you see the result? Under 1 year, look at where we are. This man has squandered 24 trillion naira. 24 trillion naira that you will not even know. We have not seen the result anywhere. And that man that called now was telling us he has done this. 20 CNG buses, Esther, who will it serve? He cannot even serve the local government in Nigeria. And that's what somebody is celebrating. You can imagine. These are the people that will give a loaf of bread to save their family. And then, Tinubu gave us bread yesterday. Did you not try? After he gave us bread, he gave us 10 kilograms of rice. It's for the people who have suffered poverty, that when they see talking, they will save their entire family. They were Tinubu and the family are wallowing in affluence. You can imagine that kind of thing.
Barrister Darlington, we've run out of time, okay? We have another program coming up.
I don't have time for any. If I don't have time to give Tinubu again, you have suffered Nigerians enough.
Thank you, Barrister Darlington. Thank you so much. All right, that was Barrister Darlington giving us his own perspective and responses to some of the conversations that we had in the political spotlight. Once again, I say that all of the responses are the opinions and, of course, the deduction of the analyst. Voice of the People is a platform. We try to balance our reports. We speak from the angle of the government, and, of course, we give the platform of the people to all respond with the bridge. So basically, That's what we do on this platform. My name is Esther Machuku. Good evening and thank you for joining on the Political Spotlight. You can follow me on YouTube, ESTIQMEDIA, where we discuss issues no holds barred. All right, there's no NBC there. We can say things as we express ourselves, as we say it, as we expect it to be. We give all our recommendations right on there. So subscribe and let's, of course, grow the family and continue to look forward to a better Nigeria. The idea of this whole thing is for a better Nigeria. Nigeria belongs to all of us, and we all are working to ensure that it benefits all of us. Good evening and have yourself an amazing weekend.